Kayi, we are going to go live any second now. Who do you want to do a shout out to?
Dell, Jaden, mom and dad.
I love that. All the shout out people, here we go. Hey guys, we have a completely different setup today. We are faking it so we making it, and we're going to talk with Kaí Henderson today. We're going to talk about making the impossible possible. We're going to talk about magic, and we're going to talk about turning all that into gold in your life. Kaí, how are you doing today?
I am phenomenal. How about you, Michael J?
I'm doing great. I just did a travel thing for the last 2 days, decided to leave my computer back in Florida. So there's that. But life is working, so I'm going to go with it, okay? So let's talk about some magic today. I love the fact that you actually have the word magic and you've taken it and broken it down into something phenomenal and different that I have not heard before. So talk about magic and what it means to you and what everyone can get from it.
Absolutely. Magic for me is an acronym, and that acronym stands for miracles and grace in co creation. There's a lot of different ways that we can think of magic. We can think of it as like a miracle that happens every once in a while, something that goes on once in a blue moon. I'm like, no, we can have magic happen in our lives every single day by cultivating it, by creating it, by literally getting present to it, which is why what I do and the company that it's done under is called Our Daily Magic.
And so when you talk about magic, I mean, a lot of people expect Harry Potter and they expect the wands and all this kind of stuff. But on this show, we know that magic is more than that. So
Yeah,
give me an example of some magic that we've had and you've created and it's turned into reality.
absolutely. So there's the magic of self-care. And I didn't like that word. I'm like, self-care, what the heck is that? What does that mean and why is everybody using it? And then I actually experienced what it was to me. And to me,
Okay.
having lived like a really busy life for the past couple of decades, I decided to just take 1 month off. 1 month off to get really present to who I'm being in this world, why I'm doing what I'm doing, to break the pattern of being so fast paced and to just slow down for a moment. And I had no idea how it was that I was going to sustain myself during that 1 month break, but I said that I'm going to do it anyway. So I made a commitment, and people know me as a very disciplined person. So that rest, that self care was a discipline for me over those 30 days. I did absolutely nothing the whole time. And after the 30 days, I just got an offer literally out of thin air for $100,000 contract.
Okay. Yeah, I will tell you that a lot of people will say, I don't know how she did that because I got bills to pay, I've got kids to feed, I've got all these other things I need to do with my life. How was that? How did you handle that? Was that making you like worried or what?
And it was me making a space for the worry. Worry has a place. Like, worry is okay with me. I get to be that safe space for worry to be all right in. So I got to hold myself and really nurture myself through the process of doing something that people call rest. I'm like, what is that? And then I experienced it for a month, all
Yeah,
while
I don't.
keeping that promise to myself in mind.
Were you stressed at all, or did you just let that go along with the worry?
There's stress that came up, there was anxiety that came up, there was worry that came up, and I just let it come up instead of stuffing it down, suppressing it, and saying, "Oh, well, you just need to make it through this next 24 hours and get these projects done." I said, "No, I'm gonna make time for me to be with me," and that was magical.
That is magical, and I want to figure out how to get that mindset into my head. So when you talk to the people and they say, "Kai, how did you do that?" What's the first step that you tell them to do?
Is to stop listening to the voices in your head. The voices in your head are going to be like, no, you don't have time to do this. No, there's no way that you're going to be able to sustain yourself. How in the world is this going to happen? Like, that's the mind's job. The mind's job is
Yes.
to do what it can to protect who you've always been up until this point. And when you decide to do something different, of course it's going to have objections. So just stop listening. And what you can do
Okay.
instead is
I'm gonna stop
create.
listening to the voices in my head.
Yeah, stop listening to them. They can talk. Let's leave the space for them to talk, but just don't listen to them, because you already know what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you all of the things to keep you small and to keep you in the same space that you've always been.
Gotcha. So once I stop listening to those voices, once the listeners stop listening to the voices, is that when we can start to make the impossible possible?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you're listening to those voices, they're telling you what's possible. But when you start creating and being the speaker in your head, you're the one who's talking now. You're the one who's creating your reality. You're the one who's generating the dialogue. That's when you start to create the things that you didn't think were possible because of those other voices. Now, this is the space, once you detach from those other voices, this is the space to start generating something new, to start being who you've always wanted to be, to start bringing things into your reality that you've always wanted to be, have, and do.
So what is the things that people may want to do? So if they say, I've always wanted to be a musician, but I'm stuck at this desk job, or if they've said I want to go on this vacation, but I can't because of X, Y, Z, are
Hmm.
those the sorts of things that we can actually work with people and say, no, let those old voices go?
Yeah, totally. Because when something comes up and there's a but, what if, how about, like, that's the voice. So you can
Okay.
recognize it through that. I want to do this, but, and then that's the voice, everything after that. So you just decide what it is that you want to do and focus on that. I want to rest, period, and do it before the how
Okay.
abouts, what ifs, and buts come in.
I want to rest, but I have to cut the line. I want to rest. Just cut it
Right.
off and let it be.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that is one of the hardest things, I will say, since I've been doing this program. I've heard people say this, and I'm getting better at doing it myself. So I know that it is a worry of people, and it has to be something that we have got to learn to let go somehow, some way. And
Yeah.
you're just saying, don't listen to it. Just let it go.
Let it be there. Let it, you can, I mean, you can listen to it if you want to, but don't believe it because it's not you. It's the conditioning of
Okay.
who you've been up until now. So here's a great example. 9 years ago, I was a bodybuilder. I did 7 competitions, placed very well, and then I decided to take a break. 9 years later, I said, hey, I want to get back on stage. Guess how many how abouts, what ifs, yeah, but came up in my head over wanting to do something like that.
I'm gonna guess. Okay, I'm gonna go with a high number, but did you let it go? And how did you work that out?
I let it be there. I let it be there.
Okay.
It came up every day that I wanted to go to the gym, but you're so tired. Every day that I wanted to go out for and do some cardio, it said, but what if you need to do something else instead? Like, it always was there, but I understood that that was the mind's job. The mind was just doing its job to protect me from becoming somebody new. So I let it do what it's going to do. I was like, oh yeah, of course. That's what you're here to say. Okay. And I'm going out for a run. See, talk to you later.
So where do these negative things come from? I mean, is this one of these, you know, nurture things that happens because of parents and environment? Why do we have these negative thoughts in our head in the first place?
Well, what we can understand is to look at it as neither positive or negative.
Okay.
What it is conditioning of who it is that we've been. So if I created this persona that I am working a desk job and I need to do everything that I can, like, this desk job is my survival because it's paying my bills, because it's giving me structure, it's giving me fulfillment, it gives me something to talk about with my family over Thanksgiving when they ask, what are you doing these days? Like, that's what that's there for. And so the character that you take on does all that it can to protect that thing. So now all of a sudden I'm dressing like a person who works behind a desk. I am doing things like my daily routine that looks like someone who works behind a desk. I am developing a physical anatomy of someone who works behind a desk. Like, you start to become that, right? And now
Yes.
even your mind is doing everything that it can to protect that persona that you created. So if all of a sudden you say, well, I want to be a bodybuilder, then something's going to happen there. It's going to like start revolting. It's like, wait, what are you doing? You're screwing up the system that we've created for so long. So
Yes.
it's not, it may not be a positive or a negative, but it's just there to protect what it is that you had created. And doing something different looks like an attack on that system.
Gotcha. So are there steps to actually becoming the person that you want to be? Or do you just one day have to say, I'm stopping what I am and I'm going to change to this new person?
Yes. You ask me what do you do,
Okay.
I say yes. That, the first thing is that you decide.
Okay. So you decide you cut off the other person and you start to build this new person that you want to be.
You can also work with who it is that you've been and make a transition. Sometimes people do these things called affirmations, and it's like one
Hmm.
day I decide I'm going to be a billionaire. So now I'm going to affirm I am a billionaire, I'm a billionaire. And sometimes it doesn't work, right? Because where was the transition? So you can start to create yourself as I am becoming this person and I acknowledge where I am now.
Gotcha. Because then the words have power and then those words can move you toward where you want to be.
That's right.
I
That's
like
right.
that. I like that whole philosophy right there. So, if you wanted to tell somebody step one before you come and work with me, what's the first thing they should do? Step one.
The first thing that you should do is have a look at what you want.
Okay. I think a lot of
When
people are unclear on that. They say they want something, but I don't think they really know. What have you
exactly.
found? Yeah.
Exactly. Because when
Yeah.
people come and they work with me, then it's like, okay, do you know what you want? And if you don't, then we can take the time to figure it out. But whatever it is, you gotta want it.
That I have found over the years is a harder question for people to answer than just about anything because people have these dreams, at least I know I used to, and then they just don't really know that they want the dream and they think they want the dream. So you've got to break that down and put some steps to get to where you want to be, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing is living my life as a testament that you can have whatever you want. You don't have to choose one or the other. Like, for instance, I'm a bodybuilder again, and also I'm a
Mm-hmm.
publicist, and also I do all of these things, and also I travel the world. Like, I don't have to choose. I can choose all the things that I want. And
Really.
so
So
can
when
you.
someone says, Kaí, what are you? What do you do? What do you tell them?
I say that I make the impossible possible.
Okay. I like that. And you
Right?
say, I decided I'm going to be a bodybuilder again. And I came in second place after 9 years. And I'm like, okay, you are a bodybuilder. That's nice. Well, I want people to be able to get in touch with you. And let's make sure I did this right today. Um, there
Yeah,
we go. ourdailymagic.com/, brand alchemy agency, right?
that's right. Yes.
And we can also get you on Instagram over here at Our Daily Magic. I love that handle, by the way.
Thank
It's
you.
very, very cool. So thank you for being on the show with me today. Thank you for putting up with our new technology, which is actually old technology. And I would love to have you on again sometime and really make this even bigger and better. I'm going to stay in touch with you for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael J.
Okay. Thank you very much. Guys, we'll see you next show.